RC with Adam is brought to you in part by these super awesome people.
I just put Betaflight 4.2.1 on this thing, the budget basher with the Mamba F405 version 1 stack, and I don't know if that's what it is or what's going on, but it feels fantastic. Also, I lowered my camera tilt as well, so I wasn't going too fast because I'm trying to get more smooth cinematic type shots. And wow, man, this thing it just feels really good. Of course, I'm not much of a connoisseur when it comes to firmware and stuff, but
Well, here we are once again. Hey everybody, welcome back to RC with Adam. My name is Adam, and today we are taking a look at me flying this quadcopter. Over the past summer, I have been getting more into this sort of cinematic CineWhoop style of flying, but using my 5-inch freestyle quadcopter. Now previously, I had sort of thought that this wasn't really possible. I kind of thought that you had to have a CineWhoop, like a little 3-inch ducted CineWhoop quadcopter, in order to fly slowly and smoothly and in tight spaces like around trees and that sort of thing. But I've been finding that you don't actually have to have that. The ducts can be nice to have, especially for basically propeller protection, but I've been getting better at flying in small spaces, and I've been becoming more competent and confident flying around and over and through and in trees. And I'm making this video so that I have kind of a benchmark to compare my progress, because this is pretty much when I was first starting flying like this. And this is kind of a unique shot because I have my GoPro. Where I'm using the Hero8 in this video. I have the Hero8 in kind of the middle of the quadcopter, so you can see the motors and the camera. So that's a pretty cool view. And so you kind of see I'm starting to sort of slow it down a little bit. And I'll tell you what, it actually is. It seems easy to fly slowly because it seems like it would be hard to fly fast and racing or freestyle or something like that, but it really takes discipline and is really quite a skill in itself to fly slowly and smoothly. And so right now at this point, I'm not sure where my camera tilt is. I think it's a little bit high for the really slow flying that I was trying to do, and I have very little throttle expo. I think I don't have any throttle expo because before I started flying like this, I didn't really mess with that too much.
oh, I was so close. I almost did not crash, but this tree right here got me. That felt really good. It definitely, I can tell when there's extra weight on the top of the quad, and because it's pretty high up, and then also kind of towards the back. I mean, once I need practice for that, compared to flying it without the GoPro. But man, that was pretty great. That was probably the best yet. I mean, some of those gaps that I was shooting, so much better. With 1080p 30 frames per second. Super view. What I want to try and do is practice my smooth cinematography, CineWhoop type stuff, which is actually probably going to be pretty hard to not just try and rip it. What we got going on?
So I realized that increasing the expo on the throttle as well as all of the other sticks and changing the rates, mostly lowering them, has a very big impact, because for this type of flying you really need a lot of resolution in the stick, and you need to be able to make very small adjustments and make them very slowly. You don't want any kind of harsh movements. And right here, the GoPro is now on the front of the quadcopter, and it is super view, and it's not stabilized as far as I can tell. Maybe a little tiny bit of stabilization, but it doesn't look like it because you can see like a lot of bobbles. You can see where I'm pitching too much or rolling too much to one side or the other. And that's the tricky thing about navigating through trees, especially when you can't see very well. And so for anybody who's new to the FPV stuff, this is what I'm actually seeing. So this is the FPV camera, the first person view camera that is on the quadcopter that's sending the signal back to me, so that I can see where the quad is or what the quad is doing in my goggles. And so this HD view from the GoPro, I do not get to see that until I get the quadcopter back and can just watch the GoPro footage like you're watching it right now. So flying through here is definitely very difficult, especially with the camera that I have. Now let's talk for a second about the gear that I was using. I was using the Budget Basher. Pretty much, I think, in totally the stock format, like all the same parts that I built it with originally. So I have a build series, so you can check out all of the parts that I used and how to build it. And I'll tell you what, those parts turned out really well. I'm actually still using those and they're working just fine. I have recently upgraded the Budget Basher, which you can see in another video. But for the most part, all of these are the same parts, and the propellers are the DAL T5043, I believe, propellers. And those are pretty much what I had been using for a few years. And they're kind of my go-to propellers, but I'm trying some new ones out now. Again, this is what it looks like. This is what I'm seeing. And this camera, this was one of the things that I upgraded, was the camera. So now I'm using a Runcam Phoenix 2, and this one was a Foxier. I can't remember what the name of it was, but you can see that in the build video. Also, just for the record, the goggles that I was using are the Fat Shark Scout goggles. And at some point, I'm not sure if it was at this video or one of these videos, in one of these sessions, I ended up upgrading to the Video Aerial Systems Ion antenna, and that seemed to help a good bit. And my radio that I'm using is the FlySky FSI6S, and that seems to be working actually quite well. Oh, I hit a little stick right there. So that is one of the things that you really have to watch out for when going through the trees, especially if you're flying over water. There's a creek down there, so that always makes things exciting. So far, I have not actually gotten like stuck in a tree or really like even close to getting hung up in a tree. But it's fun. It's a rush trying to fly through trees like that, because like, I mean, this, you know, the stakes are kind of low in a way. Like, you're not going to smash into something, and you're going so slowly, but it's kind of like, you know, performing surgery in a way. It's where you have to be precise, and if you start kind of bobbling around, things could go bad pretty quickly. Anyway, so I'll let you enjoy the rest of this. I know this is kind of a long video, but I wanted to put all of these clips in here because I feel like you can kind of see how I'm progressing and getting a little bit better. Eventually, I do change up my rates a little bit, and at one point I have the GoPro with some more stabilization, which definitely helps a lot. But this is just kind of a marker for kind of how I progress. So this way I'll be able to look back, and I encourage you to do the same for your progress, maybe even just saving DVR footage. But it really helps to look back and go, wow, you know, like I used to be this bad or this good, and now I'm, you know, this much better. So that's a nice thing. Anyway, also, I'm just leaving the raw audio. I turned it way down so that hopefully it's watchable, but I thought it might be useful to have the raw flight audio later on in case I need to compare something. So anyway, in case you like watching flight footage, I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again very soon.
feel like that one was pretty good.
Definitely just take some practice getting on the throttle. The other thing is that definitely, like, the heavier the quad, if you let off the throttle like a little bit from that sweet spot of like pretty much a hover, which I think was a right around 30%, 30% throttle, you drop like a lot. So I'm thinking if like maybe add some expo or something to that, basically try to increase the resolution right at that 30% range. And I think the GoPro is just set to like auto everything, I'm pretty sure. So it's probably changing the frame rate, so that's kind of a bummer. I probably should have set the frame rate. That's okay, that'll be fine. All right, I think I'll just do the same thing again. We'll just kind of go exploring in the trees. .7K super view, no there's GoPro stabilization but not the boost, 1/60th shutter speed, max ISO is I think 400. Got some thunder rolling in. Oh, okay, that got pretty intense there, man. Whew. Man, I feel like every time it's just better and better. So super good stuff. It's take two for this day. We got a storm rolling in. So this is the same settings as before, except this time it's wide field of view. And so now we're doing the boost stabilization. So extra stabilization on the GoPro. And let's see how it is like that. Oh, I better sync it up. I was just trying to get a feel for the rates. Like, I think the rates are good in the low range in terms of maneuvering around really slowly. Those feel pretty great. As far as moving around, like transitioning to full speed rates and just doing the moves like I was doing with the doing flips or rolls, didn't feel quite right. Or like the split S's, I felt like I think I need to turn down the expo. Probably turn down the expo on almost everything. The roll seemed okay, but the pitching, it just felt like it was there. It got to a point where it was just, I was just pitching way too fast. And so what I need to do is take down the expo, so that way I'm kind of able to judge like how much I need to move the stick. Yeah, having the video transmitter mounted in the back of the rig, that's not very good, because when I'm flying towards myself, I have all of like the camera and the battery and some of the frame in the way.
Hey, if you watched this video all the way to the end, I just want to personally thank you and say you are awesome. I hope you have a fantastic day, or night, or evening, or just a fantastic whatever it is when you're watching this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.